No, so before, remember that paramedic era? Yeah, so back in the days, you had to go off and like learn to sketch. There's someone that sketch this real quickly. Yeah, but at the same time, you have to put it into yourself with them, into experience. So you go off and like do that sketch by memory and be able to do it upside down, or any different angles or like at different spots to be able to know the precise timing or the distance from it. Yeah, from whatever you're drawing on the spaces out. And then however you do that with your finger, like how many times you can do it within a small period of time to fill up this parameter itself, will be called your skill on your time until you get exhausted. And depending on how perfect you are as a machine, after you had that experience, it's like that muscle memory itself, then you'll be able to like somewhat compress it or format it into a receipt like that, and you'll be able to print out 1 million receipts. And then you make a living off of it. Yeah, that was software development back then, to be able to somewhat control a sequence for a system that you needed, like that machine, right? I don't want to put like a quick, as if I'm trying to record the film over there. But like that machine, right? Yeah, so by the time you press a button, you don't go off and like press all the buttons all at once specific time. So the system has a logic in there that to like someone disperse the other juices in there, or the ice all at the same time, or like go off and like somewhat regulate the temperature feedback for the cooling system or the water without the moisture somewhat condensing in there, and then somewhat being like an extra error bug that's outside of it, like a fly going into like a computer system, or someone causing like a short circuit on the special app. So it'll have like certain tools or methodologies to go off and like do self-monitoring. I like that light bulb right, and I don't know how to self-monitor. If you didn't regulate the current that's passing through it, most likely it will burn itself and somewhat go up on the special app. So in there you have certain tools or systems that you go off and regulate. But at the same time, because of the fact they're using a micro logic for like complex calculation, that's way to like the display that's still operate on there. You have multiple logic units on the special app that require bigger microcontroller that's go off and like someone distribute voltage and be connected to all these pathways. So when you connect them to like when you connect the system towards multiple paths like these lines, right, and then as going back to a certain point, the voltage of the electricity or the mass itself become larger. So then you have to go off and like have like multiple magnitudes or different system that could go off and have access to like different layouts or like magnitudes to then be able to someone still have a control or feedback inside some of the smaller system that can communicate with it on a certain level, because of the fact that there's too much noise and it's not sensitive or like it's not detailed enough to go off and like be able to like somewhat monitor or capture a space within that has like a million bit of information passing through. So I said, yeah, I stay focused on my project over here instead of being distracted by whatever that is that decide to be like deaf to men that watch pornography because of the fact that I'm a female and then with my boyfriend over here that's a pimp. Yeah, that go off and play the guitar. Yeah, gave me the ability to go off and like operate for like a sheikh that just have a whole bunch of slaves in the Oriental space we have myself. So because we get money for them and like drugs and stuff and all stuff, we're just gonna go off and pretend to under the domain of feminism in the age where like pornography is recorded by females and done by females inside the lesbian system over here, and the bisexual system where you have females that are performers that go off and record the females. Yeah, they could not give me an argument for that one. I was like, what is your argument? What's your point over here? I was like, you going out to like be deaf to men that go off like objectify females that want to be objectified because of the fact that they have an attraction to their own body, they're body positive. So all of a sudden you want the female body builder to like have people stirring up her body, her biceps that she work hard to develop, and like stop. Yeah, so all of a sudden she wanted me to stop worshiping part of the thighs of the biceps of the bodybuilder over here. So it's all romanticism that creates like a fanaticism that will have like somewhat create like, I don't know, like a space to like feel admired by the individuals into like awareness, and they don't care and they care for. So somewhere one female said that she represents all females on the special, and that her vagina is the vagina of all females. But she's not even a queen. I'm glad we don't have that in the male sector. Yeah, cause I don't know, man. If we had that in the male sector, the most vulnerable male would be the gay male. So then eventually all the males will go off and protect the gay male because of the fact that he's the most vulnerable around the species. So if a male said that his dick represented all male dick around the species, most likely he'll be down there doing meninism inside the gay sector over there. Apparently that's not happening. You know why? When men fight within the domain of warfare, they end up in prison. Nobody cares about them, and they end up being pit against other males as if it's a gladiator ring around the space, and they don't have no value, not even a sexual desire. That's all. The only time they employ them for value is when they have to go off and move stuff that's heavy. So they put a rock on top of their head over, and they let them think about it. So when the male has to go off and think about stuff that's like lifting up a rock or being crushed by a rock, he doesn't have time to think about other males. Most likely he's going to be selfish. He's not going to care about other males the way that the females try to create feminism, especially to protect themselves. I say I do support feminism for the females and to protect themselves as a family, as a group, of course, especially that. But I said the dudes that these chicks will try to rock with, these are dudes that go off and rape their own mothers, their own sisters, and they say no, they don't even care whether or not their grandmother give them cookies when they were younger on the special. These dudes will literally rape their grandmother on the special and they dismember her in the process just to go off and protect their own investments on the special side. So she decided to go off and mess around for a group of dudes that go off and hit the grandmother because of the fact that she's a female, dismember her, and even their little sisters and their kids. The daughters, they rape and dismember the daughters. The sisters, they rape and dismember the sisters. The mothers, they rape and dismember the mothers. The grandmothers, they rape and dismember the grandmothers. Just for being a female on the special and protecting their own investment. That's the code around the special. Anything that's a female, including the kids, the daughters, the mothers, the sisters, and the grandmothers, all dead. And treated like trash into my office, especially. And then live their doctrine. And then eventually they get to maintain their wealth. And then eventually batshit insane over here. Try to go off and tell me stuff about feminism. I was like, oh my God. If that group, I was like, yeah, I just want the other one. Because I'm glad I got my male education inside the domain of warfare that was raw within the killing field. So here we have booby traps and bombs, IEDs, and rockets, all that stuff. As if it's like the jungle of Vietnam. Yeah, with traps. And that's it, missile systems. So it's falling on my head around. What's up? Stuff they didn't have back then in World War II in Vietnam. Interconnected ballistic systems, nuclear warheads, unmanned systems. Yeah, and an engineering castle group of them. I could go off and build them and someone drawing you to death. So I said by the end of the day, yeah, I just stay focused on my work career. Instead of getting lost in Narnia. That's sponsored by a group of terrorists that just try to exploit drug addicted females inside the United States. Yeah, that went on to have a problem with their musician boyfriend. The battle of the hearts, battle of the exes, both the female and the male. Yeah, especially when they're addicts. So they're always a headache for me. No, because I tend to navigate around. So you find me with the chicks that I got no problem, and then I always got these two with them. Try to go off and create problems around the space. And by the time we're done with them, they spit on all sex around the space. You can't even have sex peacefully. You have Jason over there coming and kill you when you're having a romanticism around the space. Or you have the female variation doing it. And the worst part about them, they're above 60. It's just that they somewhat apply their avatar and the logic inside their head of younger people that are mad dumb. Yeah, so I go the other way. And I said that thing could never fool me, but damn, I said I never expected the world to be that dumb to go off and follow that logic of that computer program. And then someone leave me hanging inside the United States with no case, nothing like that. But still try to see if they could go off and find something in my wallet over here to see if they can prosecute me inside of a course. Yeah, to this day, this bill is still inside my affairs over here to go off and see if I'm a rape a female and something on my side. I was like, yo, after seeing y'all for so long, son, do you think I'm gonna waste my time making sure that the female that I'm with, I'm not asking her a question and then even tell her, yeah, I said, get lost already. I said, you people lost to me a long time ago. Y'all are fucking losers. I can't even believe that. I'm here with a chick over there. I'm not even fucking. I'm telling a chick yo, you can take the money or leave and bounce or something like that. She's like, no. By the time I'm done with him, the most I get, yeah, like a stripper or something. And she just give me a lap dance, and then she collect like I don't know hundreds of dollars on the special side. And that's what grandpa over there from the military wants to go off and like engage to go off and like see if I'm abusing that female in the club, and then go off and try to have a write a report of rape, and then they should be able to prosecute me because of the fact that I'm a male that decided not to participate in the blue collar work field. Yeah. I try to go off and create my own company. Maybe yeah, but what? I don't know, man. Someone that thing over there will try to create an argument in front of a judge and be like, yo, Your Honor, listen. This is my company over here. This is what I do. Here's my prototype. Here's my customer base over on top. Here's my bill for like my company over here. And then here's crazy over here that for like 2 years has been invading my privacy and then go off to like use chemicals or a bunch of like his friends from his neighborhood to then go off and invade my house over here and then eventually cause problem for me and then eventually not put nothing back in my pocket but create more delays, more cost. It cost me money on the space and all for what? I don't know. Here's a stripper right there. Do you want a number? Here's a link tree right there on OnlyFans. Yeah, go off and have an interview with her, and then tell me if that's worth it to go off and like lose money and lose your health over. And obviously, I recommend the death penalty. Has around $50 million, and then I spit all over you. Yeah, by writing you a nice letter. When I spit in there, I get my dog to go like woof woof, spit in there too, and get my cat to go off and go like meow, meow, drool over that letter. I fought in it, and then I seal it, and then I mail it to you in prison, so you can read it every single month. I write under different names, make you think that your family or your friends are writing to you, and by the time you open it, you're like, yo, is that Stacey really writing to me? It smell like shit, and like I spit inside that letter, right? Courtesy of me telling you, fuck you.